Hi, everybody. I am Suzanne Cart with NACCE, and welcome to our Future of Work webinar. Just a couple housekeeping items before we get started. We just ask you to stay on mute, put any questions you might have in the chat. They will be monitored. And if you have, like I said, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. And a little bit about NACCE for those of you who aren't familiar with us. We're a 501c3 organization, and we have 360 plus members in 47 states. And our mission is to engage our members through entrepreneurial thinking and innovation action. If you have any questions about our organization, you can find us at nacce.com. Now I am going to pass on the baton to Mojda Mui. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Suzanne. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the Future of Work Challenge webinar series. I'm Mojda Iskandari, the founder and CEO of SolveCC. Our goal with this series is to host monthly webinars to bring together emerging champions, inspire new ideas, and create a nationwide collaboration. And now it's my absolute pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Dr. Amy Diaz. Amy is the president of Gateway Community College. She also serves as a board member for NACCE. I had the privilege to attend Amy's breakout session at NACCE last October. It was inspiring and insightful, and clearly her message is very much in line with the Future of Work Challenge. When I invited Amy to join us today, she graciously accepted. Thank you, Amy, for being with us today. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mojda. Let me just get set up here. So thank you again. I appreciate this opportunity to share with everyone today. What if you could see into the future of work and reimagine your community college as the catalyst for shaping it? As higher education professionals, we have the power to think like futurists, anticipating tomorrow's challenges and opportunities to create transformative pathways for our students and communities. Join me as we explore how you can champion this bold evolution through SolveCC's Future of Work Challenge, redefining what it means to prepare for the future while shaping it. Do you remember a time when you were bold enough to believe that you could change the world? When the future seemed full of limitless possibilities? Do you still feel that spark within you, that drive to create a better tomorrow? With this program, you, any one of you, could easily be a coach or a mentor to a student who could very well imagine a potential reality that changes the trajectory of the world for all of us. Steve Jobs said it best when he said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do." I invite you to join in the conversation because students very well could be our answer. So let's explore future thinking and the future of work together. I'm excited about this challenge because this opportunity represents a chance to truly transform the lives of our students and prepare them not just for today's workforce, but for the challenges and opportunities of the future. It's about empowering our students to thrive in a world shaped by innovation, automation, and new industries, giving them the skills, knowledge, and adaptability to succeed in careers that will define the next decade. This is a moment to position your community college as a hub of forward-thinking education, ensuring every student has the tools to be a leader, a creator, and a problem solver in the future of work. It's about equity, access, and impact, ensuring no one is left behind in this rapidly changing world. Futures thinking operates on the principle that the future is not fixed, but consists of multiple possibilities. This mindset helps us plan for not just one expected future, but a range of possible futures. What about our work now will continue over the next decade, and what will fade away? Thinking like a futurist allows us to consider uncertainty in creative and innovative ways. Do you all remember when most of our colleges only offered in-person services and few of our classes and programs were offered online? It would have been difficult for me to envision our current online and hybrid learning and working conditions prior to COVID-19, and that was just 5 years ago. But now I find myself thinking about the future of higher education given the flexibility and self-directed lives we are accustomed to in 2025. So what does this mean for us in 2035 and beyond? Will our 16-week semesters still exist? Will we measure courses and credits with the Carnegie unit? Or will we use some other system for measuring learning? Will more colleges and universities use a subscription model for charging for courses and programs? Or might college be free and paid for by another entity altogether? We can use current trends and early signals of change to better understand the forces that may shape the future. For example, one signal of change is the growing trend of micro-credentials and skills-based hiring over traditional degree requirements. Organizations like IBM, Google, and other industry leaders have already begun prioritizing specific skills and certifications over 4-year degrees and 2-year degrees for that matter, for many roles. Platforms such as Coursera, edX, and LinkedIn Learning are rapidly expanding access to micro-credential programs, allowing workers to upskill or reskill in areas like data science, AI, cybersecurity, and other emerging fields. This shift reflects a broader trend. Employers are increasingly focused on demonstrated capabilities rather than formal educational backgrounds. By 2035, this could transform workforce development, with community colleges playing a pivotal role in providing flexible, competency-based education tailored to local and global economic demands. It's a signal that the traditional pathways to career success are evolving, and higher education must adapt to meet learners where they are, equipping them with agile, future-ready skills. Human-centered design asks us to put the needs of individuals at the forefront of any future scenario or solution. For community colleges, this means designing programs that not only align with future workforce demands, but also address barriers faced by underserved communities. Futures thinking considers who benefits from different futures and how those futures can be intentionally shaped for inclusivity. The future of work is important for everyone. It's not just about creating opportunities for those who are already ahead, but ensuring that no one is left behind. We have the responsibility to build a more inclusive workforce that empowers every individual to thrive regardless of their background. Allow me to make 3 key points. The first is planning for multiple futures. Scenario planning is a hallmark of futures thinking, helping us prepare for both opportunities and disruptions. The goal is creativity and imagination over prediction. The encouragement of the preposterous over the known can help to challenge typical ways of thinking that usually include artificial limits and boundaries that may stifle creativity. A few example scenarios might include a high-tech scenario where AI dominates and requires partnerships with tech companies to train students in programming and data ethics. Or a green economy scenario where climate action accelerates and requires programs focused on things like solar panel installation environmental management, and electric vehicle repair. Or consider a resilient local economy scenario that might emphasize entrepreneurship and skills for self-sustaining businesses. Ultimately, scenario planning ensures we are not caught off guard by unexpected change and allows us to pivot to serve our communities effectively. The second point is collaborative innovation requires us to break down silos. Both the Future of Work Challenge and Futurist Thinking emphasize that the challenges of tomorrow are too complex for any single entity to tackle alone. Futurist Thinking advocates for collaboration across disciplines, industries, and sectors. Similarly, the Future of Work Challenge promotes partnerships between community colleges, local employers, industry leaders, and innovators to co-create workforce solutions. Within community colleges, silos are less visible to students, but often limit employees' ability to work collaboratively within or even external to the college. So consider a partnership between a community college and a tech company that might lead to the development of micro-credential programs in cybersecurity tailored to meet local labor market needs. This collaboration ensures that community colleges remain agile and innovative while providing students with real-world skills and connections. There are really endless opportunities for collaboration within the Future of Work Challenge. Cross-departmental teams, cross-college teams, cross-functional teams, teams with community-based organizations, or industry, just to name a few. The final point is empowering agency through building leadership. Futurist thinking is fundamentally about fostering agency, helping individuals and organizations see themselves as architects of the future. By actively engaging with foresight tools and innovation strategies, we can move beyond reactive planning to proactively creating opportunities for our students. For example, participating in the Future of Work Challenge may result in developing cutting-edge career programs, implementing new technologies for personalized learning, or experimenting with alternative models of credentialing to meet future workforce needs. This not only empowers students, but establishes community colleges as hubs of innovation and workforce transformation. Most importantly, student participation in the Future of Work Challenge can help them with their career development and readiness for the eventual world of work. By combining the proactive mindset of futures thinking with the action-oriented framework of the Future of Work Challenge, community colleges and students can anticipate and prepare for future workforce disruption, build inclusive solutions for diverse populations, develop innovative collaborations that lead to lasting impact, lead as forward-thinking institutions in shaping the future of education and work, and pair employees and students to create conditions that shape the future of work. Steve Jobs said it best when he said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do." The Future of Work Challenge provides a turnkey opportunity for our community college students to lead and learn us into the future. Today, I invite you to join me in becoming a champion for innovation, equity, and opportunity by joining Solve CC's Future of Work Challenge. I believe in our students and their ability to lead us now and in the future. And I know you all do too. Let's explore ideas, open up creativity, and the potential future of tomorrow together. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you for this thought-provoking talk. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace, whether we like it or not. In many industries, the new long-term goal setting is the end of the quarter now. This means that agility is no longer an option. And the fact is that we cannot see the future through the lens of the past or even present. If we do so, we are going to miss the opportunities and we are going to resist to what's coming ahead. Amy said it better than I will do. This is not about predicting. Prediction means we are looking at the future through the lens of the past or the present. This is about imagining a better future that we want to live. This is about being creative. And as leaders in education, it is our absolute responsibility to guide our students towards success in a rapidly changing world. And by becoming a champion, we need you to spread the word to your student, to coach them, and to help them to get involved. This is a mindset that's going to get them ready for the future ahead. Thank you again for sharing your insight, Amy. And now over to you, Yui, the co-founder of Solve CC, for a short Q&A session.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, great presentation. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, great. Amy, that was a great presentation. We've got a couple of questions in the chat, and some people have sent them directly to me as well. So hopefully I'm going to send these over to you, and we'll have a lively discussion around this as well. So we have a question here is, what about partnerships with other schools and other companies, perhaps in other countries? Is this a global initiative that schools and institutions can participate in? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I may phone a friend in right away, only because I think the organizers of Solve CC might be better equipped to answer that. With one exception, everything we do, I think, requires us to think globally, whether it's the future of work, whether it's the future of higher education, really in almost any topic that I can think of. I think we have to start, if we're not already doing it, we have to start figuring out how to build the mechanism in for our colleges to think globally instead of just locally. I think it's easy to start local, but really thinking of the best problem solving, the best solution oriented way of addressing issues might be having a global perspective. But I'm interested to hear from the two of you. What do you think?
Well, I was going to say, I mean, maybe I'm going to pull in Chad on this one, because I know that Chad does work on some global initiatives. Maybe Chad, can you share some of your experience, working globally? I know that you've got some great stories about that as well.
Yeah, very, very good. Good morning. We thank you, Dr. Diaz, for your comments. Thank you, Moshe and Solve CC, and of course, thank you, Dr. Corbett and NACCE. A quick question. Yeah. So I found, and I'll talk a little bit in my short remarks later, that when students begin thinking about multiple possible futures, the easiest way for them to envision that is thinking of their own community first. So the initial foray seems to be into concern for one's neighbor and one's community and the issues or possible futures within it. But now we live in this connected world, and so very quickly that local becomes global and then global all at once. And because of the technology that, Dr. Diaz, you mentioned kind of the scenario planning in the future, I would have classes where I would have students from Mexico collaborating with my students in Turlock, California, with other students at a community college, and they were way more comfortable with all of that than I was. So I learned very quickly to kind of get out of the way and watch that organic, local, global connection grow. The students of this generation are very savvy. I think we just.
Yeah, thanks for that, Chad. One thing, Dr. Amy, that you mentioned in the presentation, kind of the whole theme of the presentation was kind of thinking like a futurist. I think that a lot of schools and institutions, we do recognize that the jobs of tomorrow don't exist today, right? So how do we prepare our students for that with kind of futurist type thinking? We all talk about it. We recognize that it's an issue. What are some maybe quick tips that you might have for institutions that have been thinking about this, but how do they actually get started?
It's a great question, and I would submit that my own college wrestles with this question even when I present them with challenges all the time about trying to think about what are the emerging fields. There are some industry, I'll just say industry experts that are really trying to do some of this work for us. So I think just keying into some of the groups that are already trying to do this and trying to tell us, hey, this is a potential emerging career, community colleges, higher education, you all should think about how do you design a program with industry partners usually on figuring out how to create the training program for that particular career. Institute for the Future is an organization that what do I do? I don't know that I technically belong to Institute for the Future, but I definitely read what they write and what they produce. They have at least a monthly blog or newsletter that you can subscribe to for free. And they're really looking for signals of change or signals that might pop up in any industry that could inform the future of higher education specifically, but also the future of work. Because really what we do is we produce people who want to go out into the workforce and do something that, fills their bucket, fills their passion, but also helps them to pay their bills. Let's be honest. That's why we work, right? That's why I work. But I have this passion for my career because I get to help people find their passion. So I think that looking at some of the industry experts, looking for those signals in maybe the most forward-thinking industries and trying to decide, okay, if this is showing up in this industry, what does that mean for training? And one simple one is this potentially growing idea that we could 3D print food, right? It's already happening. People are 3D printing food. Well, my college has several 3D printers. I don't think any of them have the capacity to print food yet. But is that something that, is it a strong enough signal? Is there enough of an interest? Is that some growing industry that we should be considering? One that might even be not so distant is electric vehicles. And my college has had 3 programs in automotive technology. And we were ready to start the curriculum development on the EV version of the cars before the industry experts were ready for us, right? So we got in a little upside down with that, but I think that's starting to even out. So just a couple of thoughts, but I think look for the groups that are already doing this work regularly and try to be inspired by what they're finding and suggesting and see how that aligns with what you already offer. And if you can tweak what you're offering or add new ideas into the curriculum of the things that you're already offering, I think that's a way to dip your toe in the water and see how it goes.
That's great. And if there's, I know that we had some questions about just sharing specific use cases, and you kind of detailed a little bit about that there. If you've ever done any case studies or you can share any specific examples, maybe that's something that we can follow up with everybody on and we can send some stuff out. I don't want to, because I know we have so much to get through today. I'm going to just take one final question, and then what we'll do is we'll just get into telling everybody about what the Future of Work Challenge actually is and how we can get everybody to participate. And we'll have a little bit longer of a Q&A session at the end that we can also ask Dr. Diaz some more questions. So, we did have one more question here was, how do you feel about challenges or competitions? Are these good ways for preparing students about thinking about possible futures? I know this is probably a loaded question. I promise you it didn't come from the Solve CC team, but any thoughts around challenges or those types of programs or initiatives on getting people to think like futurists?
I think this is a really exciting way to just provide one more unique opportunity for students to think about applying what they're learning in a classroom setting in a real world scenario that they get to create themselves, right? So it hits all of the buttons for me on how to reimagine maybe it's application of theoretical learning in a way that's really fresh and exciting. It's sort of adjacent in my mind to the pitch competition world, but it's different enough from that I think it's maybe I don't know, I'm going to show my own emotion on this one, but it's less scary to me. The Future of Work Challenge through Solve CC is it's accessible. I'm going to put easy in air quotes because it's easy for a student, I think, to read about the challenge and go, I can do that. Where a pitch competition seems like it's so much more formal and it's so much more, your idea has to be better defined or refined, right? To be in a true pitch competition. Although I think, they're an interesting match, the two ideas. But
Yeah.
I absolutely love this idea. In fact, last week at our day of learning here at my college, I did a breakout session on this exact topic with Dr. Karen Sada, who's also connected to SolveCC as a champion and a volunteer. And we presented it to a group of educators, and many of them walking out of the room, still talking about how they thought they were going to incorporate it into their curriculum or their syllabus for the semester. So it's exciting.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that, Dr. Diaz. Great presentation. And I think that we got, again, a lot of insight from the discussion as well. So we really appreciate having you here today. And then if you wouldn't mind sticking around after our presentation, very short presentation, I promise, we'll get to more Q&A after we tell people a little bit about what we're doing here at SolveCC with the Future of Work Challenge. So with that, I'm just going to transition across. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mojdeh and myself and kind of what SolveCC is and a little bit more about the Future of Work Challenge. So let's see here. Can everybody see my screen okay? Okay, great. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So for those of you who don't know us, we are Mojdeh and Hui. So we are the co-founders of SolveCC. And one thing that's probably very unique about us to this particular audience is we actually don't have education backgrounds. We don't come from education. We've been working adjacent to higher education and also K through 12 over the past, I would say 10 plus years. I've known Mojdeh for a very long time. She's become a very close friend of mine. But just a little bit about our background and our motivations to why we started SolveCC and what we're doing with the Future of Work Challenge. So I'll start with Mojdeh. Mojdeh is the founder of SolveCC. She's got over 30 years of executive leadership experience in the tech world, and really has advised and kind of been a board member of very future and forward-thinking companies for decades. And one thing that you guys may have seen about Mojdeh is that Mojdeh has actually curated over 20 plus TEDx events. I've had the pleasure of working on TEDx OC and TEDx LA with her, and these are kind of the largest TEDx events that are outside of the TED conference, TED organization. So we're always motivated by future thinking and really just entrepreneurial thinking. And those are some of the things that really drive us to kind of like work on SolveCC. For myself, I'm the co-founder of SolveCC. Mojdeh and I, we're partners in this together. And I mentioned before, we've been working together for 10 plus years, even beyond SolveCC. I've also have a tech background. I've worked with Fortune 100 companies and all the way down to startups and been a solopreneur myself as well. Currently, I spend most of my time advising business-to-business startups as well as direct-to-consumer organizations on growth marketing strategies and kind of unlocking digital transformation in their businesses as well. So one thing that you'll see here is that we're both entrepreneurs, right? We've started businesses, many businesses, not just one business. And I don't know if this is a badge of honor or it's a bit of a shame, but as an entrepreneur, I've probably had more fails than wins. So I've started over 13 companies. A few of them were successful, but I think that, the resilience and with working with the people that I work with kind of in this space is what truly drives me to continue and, continue to try to solve problems. What do we believe in? We really believe that every student deserves access to entrepreneurial opportunities and building skills for lifelong success. This is very complementary to what Dr. Diaz was talking about before. It's like, how do we think like futurists? And a lot of people have, a lot of the students that we're working with, the only thing that they know is, what they're being taught in the classroom. There are several opportunities for them to learn outside through extracurricular activities, but as they transition into the workforce, they're really going into an environment that was very structured. They know exactly what they need to do to graduate, to get a good grade, and then they're going into a more autonomous type of environment. And without practical skills and experiences for lifelong success, it's going to be quite difficult and it's quite harsh transition as they transition into the workforce. So that's ultimately our passion here at SolveCC, is we're trying to bridge the gap between academia and career skills to make workplace ready graduates. This is just a quick snapshot of our impact of SolveCC over the past couple of years. We've had, this number should be updated, but we've had over 3,000 student participants in our programs, and we've reached over 10,000 community members. The key importance here is that it's not just the students that we're impacting, but we're impacting the community around them. This is particularly important as we work with community college, because community colleges, as you can see, they're a part of the community. A lot of the students live, work, and go to school within this community. They're a part of the community. They recognize that there's local problems and challenges with there, and they're also the future workforce of that local environment. So we've awarded over $80,000 in prizes as well. These are some of the benefits of working with SolveCC for your institution. Is we're really trying to empower students. We want them to gain practical skills, to build lifelong success. The other opportunity here for institutions is really strengthening the impact and reputation and position of the community colleges within the community. Rather than just looking at it as a school for higher education, how can we extend that impact kind of above and beyond, just a place for students to go to learn and learn theoretical knowledge, but really operate as a catalyst for the local environment as well as the local workforce as well. And ultimately, our biggest goal is really preparing market-ready grads. And so developing these skills will allow them to go out into the workforce, whether or not they've had that professional experience in the past. Just having these skills and building through experiences is really going to prepare them for the market. We've got 3 key programs at SolveCC. The first one is Solving Community Challenges. And this is, an opportunity for students to identify problems or issues that are relevant to their local community. Not only just identifying and researching these and validating it with community members, but what they're doing is creating teams working together and coming up with creative solutions to help to resolve some of these issues. That's kind of the program that we started with in the very beginning. I do have several examples of success stories from this as well, but that's where we really started. And it is a little bit more of a program that requires, it's not just a startup competition, as Dr. Amy was saying. A lot of organizations have a startup competition that comes in there. They might work together for a couple of weeks. They go present an idea, and then, that's kind of the end of that. We were really looking at different ways that we can actually extend that program beyond just identifying the problem, creating an idea in the short term. But we've had students participate in this program that are still working on this program 3 years later down the line. So that's something that we're truly proud of. Shaping the Future series, last year we launched a Future of Life challenge, which is quite similar to what we're doing with the Future of Work challenge. Was we asked students to imagine what life would be like in the future without any restrictions, just using their imagination. What would life actually look like in the future? We're doing something very similar right now with the Future of Work challenge, and we're asking students to imagine what work looks like to them in the future. And then Startup Ignition. We take a look at the different startup programs that traditionally people have implemented within community colleges, and we're trying to take that to the next level. This experience really is, it's beyond taking an idea, but really going through all the different components and planning out how we can partner together to actually deliver a solution to the community. But this is if people wanted to start a business, this is what we're partnering up with the institutions on. So this is just a quick snapshot of kind of where we started with the Solve Community Challenges. You can see here from the thumbnails, we've got hundreds of different examples and videos of success of student projects that they've gone through. I will share this presentation with you after, and then you can go through and view all the different videos that we have. But we've got several examples here, and I'm just going to skip ahead of this and just for the sake of time so that we can talk about the Future of Work challenge. So what are we doing with the Future of Work Challenge? Ultimately, the goal here is we don't know what the future of work is going to look like. And those of us that are already working, in today's workforce, we can imagine ourselves what the future of work looks like. But we're trying to take a fresh approach here where we're taking people that haven't actually experienced work and how would they actually imagine it? That's something that Gen Z and recent grads that are coming out, I think that's something that the workforce can truly leverage is their ability to be creative, and not be jaded by traditional workforce norms and have the opportunity to have this, critical conversation around what does work look like to them in the future? Because they are ultimately going to build the future of work. So our purpose is really, this is, I would say it's a simpler challenge than the kind of community-based challenges that may last, that are a little bit more involved. We've had a lot of colleges express interest in participating with us, but they may not have wanted to take that full commitment to build a customized program for building community challenges within their organization. So we came up with a way that any college can participate with us in a very simple challenge. What we're asking students to do is really create teams and work together in imagining the future of work. All we're asking for is a 2-minute video capturing the unique vision of what they think the future of work is, and a short description behind their motivations and just kind of a little bit of context about their visions of the future. The major requirements here is that you need to have at least one team member who is a student. They can use team members, within their community. They can use team members that are within their family. It can be even team members that don't go to their school and they can source team members anywhere they want. But we just ask that one of the team members is a student. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is create a very simple challenge and allow the maximum amount of people to participate in this opportunity. This is a sponsored opportunity with NACCE and SolveCC, so there's zero cost to your institution to do this. We're really trying to make this easy to implement. No complicated approval processes. You don't need buy-off from your college president. You can be a teacher. You can be a faculty member at any institution in the U.S. and really, be a part of this and implement this quite easily. This also gives you a leadership opportunity to drive the future of work. There were several questions about how do we get started here? I know just having worked with a lot of people in higher ed, it's difficult to get things approved and kind of get run up through the approval chain. There's tons of programs that are out there. So really, this is your opportunity to have your own agency and a leadership opportunity for you to kind of work with your students and other people in your organization. And also recognition. So we've partnered with NACCE on this as well. The winners are going to be announced in October at the NACCE conference, and they'll have an opportunity to join that event as well. So the registration deadline is going to be March 31st. So that's just a few months out from here. It really just takes 2 minutes to go out and register. So we ask that anybody who's joining this that's interested in it, please go to our website and then register by March 31st. And then all student submissions, we're trying to give them an extended period of time to submit their video submissions, and that's going to be August 17th. And then the winners will be announced and invited to the conference in October 2025. So again, getting started is free. Here's the website that you'll want to go to register your interest. And after you sign up, what we're going to do is we'll send you some information on how to participate. We'll give you some resources, some promotional materials for you to share this communication in your institution and with other fellow champions as well. And starting next week, we are going to have SolveCC hours. It's going to be every Thursday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And this is an opportunity for you to come in and we can share ideas and provide you some support in order to get more exposure within your institution. We're also going to have another webinar as you are participating in today, this is going to be a monthly webinar series through NACCE, and that's coming up February 11th, 2025. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Mojde and myself. You can email us at any time, and we'll definitely be able to help you out. So this is just a quick snapshot of what the Future of Work Challenge website looks like. This is all the information that that a student would see. And then for colleges, I'll just show you how easy this is for you to go register to become a champion. This is all the information that we ask. Just your name, email, and institution, area of responsibility. And that's going to allow you to stay up to date with all of the information around Future of Work Challenge. And then we'll reach out to you individually to provide you support in how you bring this to your organization. With that, that's all the information about our Future of Work Challenge. I'm going to pass it back over to Mojde, and then she's going to talk a little bit more about some of the opportunities here as well. Go ahead, Mojde.
Thank you, Yi. I appreciate that. You have seen through these presentations that getting ready for the future is exactly what we focus on through this specific challenge, the Future of Work Challenge. What I would like to do is, this is, again, an opportunity for the students to imagine the future the way they see it, not the way that we imagine it. It's not up to us, it's up to them. I would like to share two videos with you, just as examples. The first one, SolveCC partnered with the United Nations last year, and we launched a video challenge, Exploration of Everyday Life in the Future with AI. Here's one of the winners' videos. Hui, can you go to Climate Hacks, please? It's a 3-minute video. Let's watch it together. I think the sound is not working.
Okay, so let me see. Lydia, since you're the host, is it possible that we can share audio? If you don't know how to do it, let me try to figure this out. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So
there should be an
There you
option.
go. I got it.
Okay,
I got
perfect.
it.
Cosmos,
Can you
or
hear
at
now?
least a simulated version of it. Earth's gotten way too hot to live. It's too late to fix it. And now, we're looking for a new home.
Your virtual tour launches in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, it's breathtaking. Beautiful.
Welcome to Space Station Apiary, the world's best human resettlement package. Here, every detail has been perfected to ensure your safety and comfort. Sleep pods are individually designed to match your biorhythms. To maintain efficiency, couples sleep separately. Your meals will be optimized for your health and longevity. Each dish is crafted to align with your body's needs.
We had always dreamed of exploring the stars together, but this didn't feel right. It felt like a cage.
To keep you connected to Earth, our station offers a constant view of your home planet.
Seeing Earth like this, so small and far away, only made the distance between us and everything we knew feel more real. Was this really what we wanted? Or were we just running away? Wait, what's happening? Who are those people? What do they want?
We're here on behalf of the Guardians for Future Generations. We bring you no harm.
The climate hackers have breached our systems again. Set the alarm now.
We're here to tell you, The indigenous peoples have built a control room deep in the Amazon, where we fight to reveal the truth and counter climate misinformation. Join us. It's not too late to protect the Earth and the life you cherish on this planet.
I knew Space Station Aviary was never the answer. The Earth, though broken and scarred, was still alive, and it needed us. So we followed them, not just out of the building, but into the heart of the world we had nearly abandoned. This was the future we were meant to build. A future not of isolation, but of unity, of hope. And it wasn't too late. At least not yet.
New horizons we will see.
So let me set your expectations properly. This challenge was not designed for students. This was a challenge done, a global challenge launched by the UN. So this is not what we're expecting from the students, although you might be surprised. There are other videos that you're going to receive when you receive the recording of this session. Now, we also partnered with Modesto Junior College last year for the Future of Life Challenge, and this one was designed for the students. And I'm going to read to make sure, or I'll do even better. I ask Dr. Redwing explain to you after the video what is the exact assignment that he gives to his students. Let's go with this one, Yui.
In the vast expanse of the cosmos, where stars are born and planets are shaped, there exists a world where balance reigns supreme, where every life form, every stone, every tree, and every drop of water is part of a greater harmony. Welcome to Gaia. Gaia is a planet of breathtaking beauty, where diverse beings walk in harmony. Here we find 3 distinct races, each created by Ledya to embody different aspects of life. The Radiants, tall and ethereal, serve as priests, their heightened minds guiding the people in spiritual matters. The Humans, the most common, are born with free will, living simple yet meaningful lives. And the Loman, short but strong, work the fields, build, and shape Gaia's society. The younger generations began to question. They rebelled against a life of quiet devotion and sought the freedom of the untamed lands beyond. These outcasts, known as the untethered, left the delta to explore the surrounding islands, where they were forced to adapt. Thousands of years later, Gaia thrives, propelled by both the wisdom of the past and the technologies of the future. The untethered, now with advanced technology, have brought the steam engine to life, and artificial intelligence ensures that the balance of the economy remains intact. Gaia is a world smaller than ours, but perfectly balanced. Its laws of science are familiar: inertia, gravity, and the ability to create and destroy matter. 2 moons orbit the planet, adding to the mystique of this small but complete cosmos. Gaia is a world of balance, a world that invites you to explore its mysteries, to partake in its ancient rituals, and to contribute to the ongoing dance of life. Will you answer the call of Ledya and walk the path of opportunity?
What you just saw might not be perfect, but perfection is not the goal here. What we want is to inspire students to team up with community members, faculty members, friends, family, and even industry professionals. The goal is really to encourage them to tap into their creativity, learn how to lead, collaborate effectively, and imagine the future that they want to live in. You see, in our case, with all the challenges, all the initiatives at Solve CC, the journey is truly the destination. It's not about winning a competition, although competitions are in our DNA and winning is a plus. But by participating, the students are learning, and we have seen that within the past 2 years. Now, I'd like to invite Dr. Redwing to join us. Thank you, Chad, for being one of our early adapters. You might want to take a few minutes, and you are the most experienced person with our programs. Just share with us what you have lived with your students. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Moshe. Good morning, good afternoon to you all. Thank you for your time. I just want to briefly share a few things, kind of reports from the field of what this looks and feels like actually implemented in a classroom. My name is Chad Redwing. I've been teaching. This is just this week, I started my 55th semester teaching interdisciplinary humanities courses. So it's been a long career, and that's involved both the honors program here at Stan State, where I happen to be today, but I've also been a professor of humanities in Modesto Junior College, California Community College, for 20 years now. And the last 4 years of that career, I've had the opportunity to replace some of my traditional coursework with challenges with the support of SALT-CC. So what I thought I would briefly share with you today is what the first week of class looks like for me. So Monday and Wednesday were first classes at the community college, and going into that classroom, here's a couple things that all of us as advocates for the community college system already know, is that 1/2 of all college students in the United States are community college students. So our classroom is kind of, Dr. Diaz is kind of one of those places where you can pick up early signals, right? The community college the system is a very unique place. And the California Community College happens to be the largest public educational system in the United States. So what attracted me to the SALT-CC challenge was its low barrier for participation, and that kind of partnered with my belief that every student is capable. Every student is born an inventor. Everyone is born creative, and that what this might look like in a community college classroom might be an indicator of what it might look like in other kinds of classrooms. So I went into class and I asked them this. I said, so, nationwide, we know about 65% of all community college, well, all students work, right? Either full or part-time. So I thought, I'm going to go in there week one and I'm going to ask them a few questions. So first question I asked was, tell me a little bit about your work, knowing that this future work challenge was coming up. I'm using it as a final exam in my class this semester. And so I asked them. Over 90% of my students raised their hand that they had a job, and in the classroom included a train conductor and a former police chief. So I think what I kind of remembered in that moment, that challenges are a wonderful way, in this work challenge in particular, of paying attention to the part of the student's life which we ignore, right? Most of them work, and for some reason we expect to silo their work life from school life. So you have a criminal justice major who works at Starbucks, or a psychology major who could be a behavioral health tech making a real wage job, but has a fast food job. And so I knew that this challenge was different. It was immediately engaging all the students. They were really excited. And then I asked another question. I said, so how many of you in your jobs have been asked or hoped that you would know about artificial intelligence and how to use them? And a vast majority of those hands stayed raised, right? That in the job that they were already exploring AI. And I said, so how many of you have actually used AI in the classroom versus having it banned? So I said, so how many of you, it's forbidden to use AI in the classroom? Every single student except one raised their hand. Only one student in my general education humanities class even had experience with AI, even though in their workplace, they were already utilizing it every day. So that tells me that what the future of work can do is this challenge can kind of, it's that magical connection between a student's field of study and their job, right? You leverage what they know, not what they don't know. You don't hold against them what they don't know. You find out what they know, and you bring that to the learning. So what does this look like over the last 5 or 6 seasons of challenges? This has been about a 4-year journey. It's been wonderful. Is that in my classes, I've gone from requiring 5 2-page essays and a research paper to a final exam challenge in which they have to participate in the Future of Life challenge. You just saw that. And the only problem is they couldn't stick to 2 minutes. They got so excited about it that they were 12 to 20 minutes. So they need to do some work on that. But the assignment, which I'd be happy to share with champions who'd like to look at it and tweak it, was they had to design their own cosmos. during the entire class, and that included their own form of government, their own form of exchange, their own religion. And as a humanities instructor, that allowed me to then, while they were building their own civilization, tell them about life in ancient Sumer or the Middle Ages, or what daily life was like in the Renaissance. And so it's been, I think, a really wonderful journey from the 2-page essay and research paper to a challenge video, one you just saw here. And what I can tell you is that after they come out of my humanities class, 100% of my students know how to make video with AI, either with audio or voice, and have thought about projection into the future, just as you suggested, Dr. Diaz. So I'll stop there. I want to save a few minutes for questions, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit from the classroom today.
Over to you to wrap up the session.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Chad. I've had the pleasure of working with you for the past few years. Nothing short of amazing. I mean, you're truly a champion, not just for SolveCC, but for the students that you work with. I can't imagine kind of like a better way to, get people excited about the future of work by doing these video challenges, right? So a lot of the people that we've worked with, a lot of the students, they're mobile natives. They grew up with the phone in their hand. They're used to technology already. Now here's just an opportunity for them to kind of use that and work together and share the story in a fun way, right? So it's probably different than a lot of the assignments that they're used to. I just want to see, is there any questions that anybody has? I know that I've been answering some of them kind of through direct message. A lot of people have been asking about, we want links to the videos of the examples that you shared, the UN one as well. I did throw a link just for now into the chat with my presentation, all of the links that they're actually linked within there. So you can go see those videos at any time. The NACCE team is going to be sending out a follow-up email later on today or tomorrow morning with all of the links to our future webinar series, Dr. Diaz's presentation, as well as just some instructions on how to become a champion and get this into your institution. I just want to make something clear as well, is that a lot of times people still have this kind of fear of commitment, right? And say, okay, well, I don't know if I want to sign up because I need to get approval, or I don't know, I'm not sure how I can implement this, or I don't know how to implement this. I just want to let you know, if you sign up, it's really just registering your interest. And Mojde and I and the team at NACCE and Dr. Red Wing as well, we are here to help to ensure success for everybody. This is a very important initiative for us, and this is open to all community colleges and universities in the United States. Even if some of you here are not NACCE members, this is not just exclusive to NACCE. This is open to everybody. It's just a sponsorship opportunity between SolveCC and NACCE. I know that we're at the top of the hour, so I do want to respect your time. Anybody who does need to leave, you will get the presentation follow-up within an email. But I'll just go. So if you have to leave, thank you so much. I appreciate having you here. Really taking that hour out of your day. For the people that do want to stay, we'll go through a few questions, and we'll stick around for the next 5 to 10 minutes. But I do want to respect your time. So let's just see, looking through some of the questions here. Well, I think everybody is just super excited and wants to get the recording. Those are the questions that I see. I'm not sure if there's any other questions that people have in particular detail about the challenge. This is a very simple challenge, and we did this with intent, is that literally just create a 2-minute video, share with the future, will help to get some exposure for you. And then this is just a very easy opportunity for educators to provide this challenge for their students and get involved.
If I may add one quick thing, these webinars is great. We're going to have amazing speakers. We're going to have inspiring presentations. At the same time, if you really want to participate in the challenge, do not wait for the next webinar. Just register as a champion, because we're going to have these conversations weekly, but only with the people who are registered. We just want you to be a part of this conversation. We want you to act on it. We want you to reach out to your students. Amy mentioned she brought it up to a group of professors, and they were all excited. If we don't reach out to champions, if you do not reach out to students, we cannot make this happen. So if you are interested, again, register, reach out to your students, and we are here to help. And please fill out this survey for this session. We want to learn from you how we can improve these sessions for you. No more questions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again for your time. And we are looking forward to serve your students.